Hello, students. This is Shalini, your facilitator for English. So, let's start off a new chapter from the book Moments, that is Iswaran, the storyteller. Okay, it's written by R.K. Lakshman. You know who was R.K. Lakshman? He was one of the eminent cartoonists who used to write and make stripes of cartoons for the leading newspapers. His sense of humor was so good, and that sense of humor he has applied in this very particular story. The name of the story is Iswaran, the storyteller, as it talks about a character Iswaran. And according to the author, storytelling is an art. Everybody can't tell a story. Okay, so that is why Iswaran, who was very well versed in the art of storyteller telling, the chapter have been given the title after his name. Okay, so this particular story is told by Mahendra. So who is the narrator in the story? Mahendra, and he is narrating this story to his fellow colleague with the name Ganesha. And Mahendra started off the story like that when he used to work in the southern part of India. Beta, because he was a supervisor, he has to work on various sites, maybe railway bridges, maybe on dams, various construction sites. So he used to go there and he was able to adjust anywhere and everywhere as he was a bachelor. But because as he was a bachelor, he hardly know how to cook food, and he also faced difficulty in managing all the household chores. So for that, he has hired a domestic help with the name Iswaran. Please do not call it servant, because servant sounds bit derogatory. So domestic help, okay? So all the household chores were managed by this person called Iswaran, and he was so good at cooking stories as well. He narrated stories with a lot of gestures, and he used to enact them up in such a way that Mahendra never felt the necessity of keeping television. Okay. Moreover, he was also amused. Iswaran had an amazing capacity to grow vegetables. Actually, he could miraculously conjure up the most delicious dishes. And moreover, whatever is used in garnishing, like coriander, whatever is used in salad, he can grow that anywhere and everywhere using a metallic sheet. Okay, so he was really great. He used to do various works for Mahendra. When Mahendra went for the left for the site, means for work, what this Iswaran did, he managed up all the whole tent. He used to wash his clothes, and then he will take a leisurely bath using 8 to 10 buckets of water, and then he would have some food, and after taking food he enjoyed Tamil thrillers. Okay, and while enjoying that Tamil thriller, he dozed off to sleep. So that is why all his stories, they were inspired from those Tamil thrillers, and he used to enact them like anything, no? So one day, what happened? Mahendra just left his lunch at home. So this Iswaran, he went to his company site and to hand over his lunch. So while on the way back, he found an uprooted tree on the way. So then he started cooking a new story. When Mahendra would just reach home, he said, "Sir, today I met across something very strange." So Mahendra would then ask what happened. So he started off like, while I was getting back, the road was deserted. There was no one on the road and I was all alone. Then I saw a great ghost, a devil, a monster who was just lying on the road with his hands outstretched, and suddenly it began to walk. Then he'll leave the story in between and he would be busy with the food and all. Now Mahendra would irresistibly request him that what happened next, what happened next. So after so many requests, the persistent request, this Iswaran would again start off the story. Nothing, sir. When I just went near it, it was an uprooted tree. And Mahendra was so quite amazed, no? Now, then he could also talk about the story which Iswaran told him. And the story was about a tusker. He said that I just belong to a place wherein lot of elephants are there. They used to load the timber in the lorries. Timber is a special kind of wood, no, which is used for making furniture and all. So tusker is a word which is used for elephants, beta, because it has long, long tusks. So we also call it a tusker. Okay. So now he said that tusker just went off mad. One tusker amongst the many, he went off mad and he just left the timber forest, and he was creating nuisance in the city. He was destroying everything and anything which was coming to its way. Finally, it made a move to the school, and it was the same school where Iswaran used to study. The classroom of Iswaran was on the top floor, and Iswaran told that everybody was in a state of terror, no, and everybody was hiding under the benches, under the chairs, wheresoever they were getting place. So everything was being watched by the small little Iswaran. So Iswaran gathered some courage and took off the cane from the hand of the teacher. Cane, a stick. Then he just got on the stairs quite very swiftly, and finally, with all his force, he hit the tusker on his toe, and the tusker went unconscious. Iswaran told this with such a confidence that for a sec Mahendra was like dumbstruck, and he asked, "Really?" He said, "Yeah." Then a veterinary doctor was called to revive the spirits of the tusker. So Mahendra said, "How is it possible? No?" He says, "Sir, you don't know. I know a Japanese art with the name Jujitsu. And that is why I have the ability to make anyone and everyone unconscious." So Mahendra would burst into peals of laughter, and he enjoyed his company to such a level. It was a source of constant amusement and he felt relaxed. Okay. Beta Mahendra was in the habit of just walking on the moonlit nights. He used to walk by the nearest possible sites on the moonlit nights, and he enjoyed that. No, one day when Mahendra was going to his office, Iswaran just requested him, "Sir, can I cook something very good, special today?" He said, "Okay, you are so good at cooking, so you just," he said, "see, actually the day is so auspicious, and on this day we just offer these things for our dead ancestors." Means it was a Shraddh Paksh. Okay. And he said, "Ki I'll be making lots many things and then we'll be offering them to ancestors and all." So by the evening when Mahendra came back, he enjoyed the best of culinary skills of Isuran because the food was delicious, uncomparable. Mahendra enjoyed it very much, and when he was enjoying the pudding, that time, so when Mahendra was about to enjoy that pudding, suddenly Iswaran started, "Sir, you know where we people live, the construction site. It's basically a haunted place. There might be a cemetery close because when I was just walking around, I saw so many skulls. There were many skulls out there, and some skulls, so I just hit with my foot." Mahendra said, "Okay." He says, "And there is a ghost who roams about here in the on the full moon nights." So Mahendra scolded Iswaran on this. He said, "Please stop cooking stories and get yourself checked from a doctor." Okay. But he insisted. Yet Mahendra just retired to sleep, and he never paid a heed to it. After 2 3 days, Mahendra stopped going for the night walks, and after 2 3 days, he could hear somebody, the presence of someone outside. So he just kept aside the curtain and he had a look. And slowly and steadily, he felt the moaning sound coming closer. And then what he did, what he looked, it was a ghost walking with a withered face and open hair, and there was a fetus, unborn baby, the dead body of an unborn baby, fetus in her hands, and it was moaning like anything. Mahendra started perspiring, and what he did, he just hid his face under the pillow, and he took his quilt up till his face, and he went asleep. By the morning, he could have just forgot everything, but then Iswaran, He said, "Sir, you were telling me that day to visit the doctor. Yesterday, though, you saw that presence of that ghost, no?" He said, "Hey, what rubbish you are talking about?" He said, "Yes, sir, because you were perspiring like anything, and that sound was coming from your window only." After hearing this, Mahendra took the tiffin from Iswaran. He went straight to the construction site. He put his resignation, left the job, and went back. Now he's working in the northern part of India, and this Ganesha is his co worker, colleague. So he is narrating this story to his colleague Ganesha. So, this was your story, Iswaran the storyteller. Beta, it gives us a moral that ghost is only a figment of one's imagination. They do not exist in reality. Moreover, you are science students. For whatever there is no proof, it means those things are not there. Okay. And stories are stories only. Literature is quite close to fiction and nothing more than that. I hope you have understood the story well and you have liked it as well. So, if so, then kindly like, share, and subscribe. Let's call it a day. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.